Please like the video and share it so that it reaches many more people and you get sawaba, or rewards from Allah. This could be a sawabe jariyah or continuous reward for you long after you are gone.
Volume 8, Book 73, number 130. Narrated by Aisha. The Prophet entered upon me while there was a curtain having pictures of animals in the house. His face got red with anger, and then he got hold of the curtain and tore it into pieces. The Prophet said, "Such people as paint these pictures will receive the severest punishment on the day of resurrection." Volume 8, Book 73, number 131. Narrated by Abu Mas'ud. A man came to the Prophet and said, "I keep away from the morning prayer only because such and such person prolongs the prayer when he leads us in it." The narrator added, "I had never seen Allah's apostle more furious in giving advice than he was on that day. He said, 'O people, there are some among you who make others dislike good deeds, cause the others to have aversion to congregational prayers. Beware, whoever among you leads the people in prayer should not prolong it, because among them there are the sick, the old, and the needy.' See Hadith No. 670, Volume 1. Volume 8, Book 73, number 132. Narrated by Abdullah bin Umar. While the Prophet was praying, he saw sputum on the wall of the mosque in the direction of the Qibla, and so he scraped it off with his hand, and the sign of disgust was apparent from his face, and then said, "Whenever any one of you is in prayer, he should not spit in front of him in prayer, because Allah is in front of him." Volume 8, Book 73, number 133. Narrated by Zayd bin Khalid al-Juhani. A man asked Allah's apostle about al-Luqata, a lost fallen purse or a thing picked up by somebody. The Prophet said, "You should announce it publicly for 1 year, and then remember and recognize the tying material of its container, and then you can spend it. If its owner came to you, then you should pay him its equivalent." The man said, "O Allah's apostle, what about a lost sheep?" The Prophet said, "Take it because it is for you, for your brother, or for the wolf." The man again said, "O Allah's apostle, what about a lost camel?" Allah's apostle became very angry and furious, and his cheeks became red, or his face became red, and he said, "You have nothing to do with it, the camel, for it has its food and its water container with it till it meets its owner." Volume 8, Book 73, number 134. Narrated by Zayd bin Thabit. Allah's apostle made a small room with a palm leaf mat. Allah's apostle came out of his house and prayed in it. Some men came and joined him in his prayer. Then again the next night they came for the prayer, but Allah's apostle delayed and did not come out to them. So they raised their voices and knocked the door with small stones, to draw his attention. He came out to them in a state of anger, saying, "You are still insisting on your deed, i.e. Taraweeh prayer in the mosque, that I thought that this prayer, Taraweeh, might become obligatory on you. So you people, offer this prayer at your homes, for the best prayer of a person is the one which he offers at home, except the compulsory, congregational, prayer." Volume 8, Book 73, number 135. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. Allah's apostle said, The strong is not the one who overcomes the people by his strength, but the strong is the one who controls himself while in anger. Volume 8, Book 73, number 136. Narrated by Sulaiman bin Sarad. Two men abused each other in front of the Prophet while we were sitting with him. One of the two abused his companion furiously and his face became red. The Prophet said, "I know a word, sentence, the saying of which will cause him to relax if this man says it. Only if he said, 'I seek refuge with Allah from Satan, the outcast.'" So they said to that furious man, "Don't you hear what the Prophet is saying?" He said, "I am not mad." Volume 8, Book 73, number 137. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. A man said to the Prophet, "Advise me." The Prophet said, "Do not become angry and furious." The man asked the same, again and again, and the Prophet said in each case, "Do not become angry and furious." Volume 8, Book 73, number 138. Narrated by Abu as-Sawar al-Adawi. Imran bin Hussein said, "The Prophet said, 'Hire does not bring anything except good.'" Thereupon Bashir bin Kabi said, "It is written in the wisdom paper, 'Hire leads to solemnity, hire leads to tranquility, peace of mind.'" Imran said to him, "I am narrating to you the saying of Allah's Apostle and you are speaking about your paper, wisdom book." Volume 8, Book 73, number 139. Narrated by Abdullah bin Umar. The Prophet passed by a man who was admonishing his brother regarding hire and was saying, "You are very shy, and I am afraid that might harm you." On that, Allah's Apostle said, "Leave him, for hire is a part of faith." Volume 8, Book 73, number 140. Narrated by Abu Sa'id. The Prophet was shyer than a veiled virgin girl. See Hadith number 762, Volume 4. Volume 8, Book 73, number 141. Narrated by Abu Mas'ud. The Prophet said, "One of the sayings of the early prophets which the people have got is, 'If you don't feel ashamed, do whatever you like.' See Hadith number 690, 691, Volume 4. Volume 8, Book 73, number 142. Narrated by Salama. Sulam came to Allah's Apostle and said, "O Allah's Apostle, verily, Allah does not feel shy to tell the truth. If a woman gets a nocturnal sexual discharge, has a wet dream, is it essential for her to take a bath?" He replied, "Yes, if she notices a discharge." Volume 8, Book 73, number 143. Narrated by Ibn Umar. The Prophet said, "The example of a believer is like a green tree, the leaves of which do not fall." The people said, "It is such and such tree. It is such and such tree." I intended to say that it was the date palm tree, but I was a young boy and felt shy to answer. The Prophet said, "It is the date palm tree." Ibn Umar added, "I told that to Umar, who said, 'Had you said it, I would have preferred it to such and such a thing.'" Volume 8, Book 73, number 144. Narrated by Thabit. That he heard Anas saying, "A woman came to the Prophet offering herself to him in marriage, saying, 'Have you got any interest in me, i.e. would you like to marry me?' Anas's daughter said, 'How shameless that woman was.' On that Anas said, She is better than you for she presented herself to Allah's apostle for marriage. Volume 8, Book 73, number 145. Narrated by Abu Musa. That when Allah's apostle sent him and Mu'adh bin Jabal to Yemen, he said to them, facilitate things for the people, treat the people in the most agreeable way, and do not make things difficult for them, and give them glad tidings, and let them not have aversion, i.e. to make the people hate good deeds, and you should both work in cooperation and mutual understanding, obey each other. Abu Musa said, O Allah's apostle, we are in a land in which a drink named al-bit is prepared from honey, and another drink named al-miza is prepared from barley. On that, Allah's apostle said, all intoxicants, i.e. all alcoholic drinks, are prohibited. Volume 8, Book 73, number 146. Narrated by Anas bin Malik. The Prophet said, make things easy for the people, and do not make it difficult for them, and make them calm, with glad tidings, and do not repulse them.
حي